Hi, this is Stephen and Shade of TaxSellSupport.com with a video this month with questions that we have from different subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. We get a lot of questions come in, and we try to answer those questions on YouTube in the comments section. But we decided that we're gonna, each month we're gonna go through and pick a couple of different good questions and answer them in a video.
Yeah.
So before we get into the actual questions, we want to thank all of the great comments that we get. We really appreciate your comments, your questions. Sometimes the thumbs up and the appreciation, really helps us and motivates us to continue trying to put out good video and content for you guys.
Yeah. So we appreciate it. We appreciate you guys watching it. We appreciate your your compliments to us and just really all of your participation and comments in general.
Yeah, absolutely. We really appreciate it. So let's get into question one. This question comes in from Kelvin.
Yeah, Kelvin said, "I just came across your videos and find them very interesting and informative. I've looked at several tax lien and deed programs, and by far your program gives the most information on the subject of tax liens and deeds. I've also downloaded your books and I'm reading them. My question is, what is the progression needed to get the best out of what you have to be successful in this business? Sometimes I feel I don't know where to start. Thanks."
Yeah, that's a great question. And the one thing that we do have is we have our free ebook that's available to everyone. So in addition to our membership program, even somebody just getting started, just watching our videos and downloading that free ebook, within that free ebook, we actually have a kind of a broken down version of our investor profile system.
Yeah, so basically what this will do is it will help you understand some of the different approaches you could take with tax liens or tax deeds and how those strategies might work. You can basically pick a profile or a strategy that would fit best with what you want to accomplish and what your resources are. So in this way, it can help you narrow down your options in terms of the strategy you might pursue, but that can also actually help you figure out a location too.
Yeah, exactly. And within that 2 ebook series, we have a small breakdown of each state. And so you can go through and review those different states and essentially pick a state to get started with. And then from there, it's really about finding a list.
Yeah. So really, I think, it's kind of a process of elimination that we go through and trying to figure out where to begin sometimes. Sometimes it's opportunistic. Sometimes we're just looking for an opportunity, something that's happening. But sometimes it's about trying to figure out a specific state, and that's a good way to go about doing it.
Yeah, and one thing those investor profiles will do is at least help you figure out what type of strategy you want to pursue and help narrow down those states. So instead of trying to search 50 states, you've narrowed that down to maybe 6 or 10 states that offer, online tax liens, for example, or something.
Yeah, that way you're not wasting time with states that don't offer the kind of investment that you're after. So, if it's liens, that you're after, you're not dealing with tax deed states. And likewise, that's a sale and good opportunity, something you can participate in. So all those things are factors and play into it. This is a good way to save time.
Yeah, absolutely. The next question is from Gene, and it says, "Great video. Can you give us an idea of how you would bid on some of these? Example, an opening bid is $2,000 on something that's valued at $150,000. Do you do an automatic bid and walk away and wait, or do you go for only $100 over the last highest bid? Or would you go in all the way to your highest bid, essentially in the beginning? Thanks."
Yeah, and that's a good question. And what this is really about in a lot of ways is the psychology of bidding, and why people buy and why people bid the way they do.
Yeah, absolutely. If we can, we generally try to hold out placing our bids until as close to the end of the auction as we can. One thing that can happen is you can actually get kind of bidding wars that start in online auctions in particular, where there'll be people that are kind of already starting the bidding process because they have pre-bids before the auction has even really started. They've bidded up the price or bidded down the interest rate.
Yeah, it's important to recognize always that auctions rely on that competitive nature more than anything, and so we try to do anything we can to limit the competition. And so if that just means not paying a lot of attention to the properties that we like, so that we're not, so that people can't see how many times a certain property's been viewed, or or how many bids. We try to keep attention down if we can.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So some auctions, let's say it's $100,000 property, and your high bid's going to be $20,000. Well, you could go ahead and put in your $20,000 bid, and it's just going to keep bidding up. And as people, bid against you, your bid's going to go up. And if it ends before $20,000, you'll win the property. If it goes above that, of course, you won't. But if we have the ability, some of the auctions, you'll actually be doing almost kind of a live bidding.
Yeah.
And so we'll actually let the auction bid up and try to come in almost at the very end, kind of like a sniper, doing one of the last few bids at the very end.
Yeah, the third question here from Shonda is, I am new to tax lien investing. I have read your ebooks as well as watched a lot of your YouTube videos. Great content, by the way. I was interested in starting with over-the-counter tax liens. How far back would you recommend going in terms of the year of the tax lien? An example, would you purchase a tax lien from 2015 with a few open liens from the county and not much roll-up? Could I automatically start the process of foreclosure on that property, being that the redemption period has already expired? These are good questions.
Yeah, it's a great question. Really, as far as the tax lien itself, we're not really worried about how old the tax lien is, as long as the lien hasn't expired. For example, Florida, after 7 years, if you haven't foreclosed, the tax lien's no longer good, and if you've invested in it, you'll lose your money. So what we're really most going to be concerned about is what is the total roll-up cost, because even if there's, let's say, 5 tax liens on the property, but the total roll-up only equals 5% or 10% of the property's value, well, then it really could be a good investment.
Yeah, and I think along with what Steve is saying here, buying a 2015 tax lien or even a 2014 tax lien wouldn't necessarily be a problem if the total roll-up on the property, was a number that still made sense. That's really what our concern is when we're looking at roll-up, or when we're looking at buying a lien, is just worst case scenario. If we need to foreclose on it, we're just trying to figure out what the total cost is going to be.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to figure out what that roll-up is versus the property value, and if it's a good percentage, if we would like to own the property at that, then we'll go ahead and do it. Now, your other part of the question, as far as if the redemption period has already passed, can I go ahead and start the foreclosure period? Well, that's going to be true in a lot of cases. You may have to hold it for a month or something like that before you can start the foreclosure process. But if it's already into the redemption period and you purchase it over the counter, in a lot of cases you can go ahead and start that foreclosure process, pay the roll-up, and start foreclosing on the tax lien immediately.
Yeah, and if for us, if the lien is eligible for foreclosure, then it's going to be a good idea to pursue foreclosure on it. And so if you can, we always recommend doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and ask them in the comment section. We're going to try doing this, like we mentioned, every month. We'll try to hit up a bunch of these different questions and see if we can answer them for you guys.
Yeah. And if you like this information or you'd like more, you can actually sign up, become a part of our program, part of our membership program for just $39 a month on taxsupport.com.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a year program up front that you can do it for $29 a month, but really it really is the best value in tax sale education. Your guys are going to get 500 auction lists each month, thousands of over-the-counter lists, really huge amount of additional training as well, from our books to hundreds of hours worth of videos.
Yeah, to all the different lists from all over the country that have taken a long time to compile and to put together. All of that stuff without breaking the bank.
Yeah, exactly. And you can cancel at any time. There's a money-back guarantee. and we only have a couple of times a year that somebody does that, and when it happens, whatever, we go ahead and refund your money. We're not going to worry about it because we know it's such a good value.
Yeah. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe.
Yeah, exactly. Give us a thumbs up, and appreciate you watching this video.